Nearby shoppers, unsure of what was happening, turned to watch. Soon, more bystanders stepped in, urging them to stop. In the video, the woman in red complained, "So fierce even at this age." The woman with the LV bag, already standing by the roadside, shouted back, "You hit me first, sis." Others attempted to mediate, but the argument continued as each accused the other of striking first. Finally, Costco security arrived, warning them, "Calm down. If this keeps up, we'll call the police." According to reports, the police ultimately intervened to resolve the situation. Fortunately, neither woman was hurt, and both declined medical assistance. The altercation took place at the Costco parking lot on Bridgeport Road in Richmond. Another video posted on the platform Xiaohongshu shows the woman in black was blocking a disabled parking spot. Initially shared by Facebook user Zara Sumar in a Richmond community group, the video quickly gained almost 80,000 views and over 400 comments. The clip soon spread across social media, even reaching Chinese platforms like WeChat, where many criticize the women for bringing shame abroad. In a similar case 2 months ago, a YouTube channel, Master May Flying Over America and China, captured 2 Chinese women fighting at Incheon Airport in South Korea. In that video, the women argued and fought over a seating issue. Travelers, initially resting, were startled awake by the commotion. Some remarked it was a typical scene, as these women fight wherever they go. This past June, at a ceramics exhibition in Japan, 2 Chinese women clashed over a limited edition plate, with one sustaining a head injury. Police had to intervene to settle the matter. We also reported an incident on September 14th at Tokyo's Haneda Airport. 2 women pulled each other's hair over a line-cutting dispute, leaving nearby Japanese police officers bewildered due to the language barrier. An online user in China who witnessed this incident commented that it was extremely embarrassing and shameful. 2 Chinese women fought over a free food line until they turned violent. Online users from China voiced their disapproval, stating that these women seem only interested in collecting free benefits when abroad. Some even pointed out that fighting over food was a step too far. Another user added that the real embarrassment was when some individuals, after receiving free food, went on to resell it. A Xiaohongshu vlogger recounted an October 22 flight from Madrid to Chongqing, where several older passengers occupied empty rows and refused to move. Flight attendants repeatedly asked them to relocate, but they either pretended not to understand or cited health reasons, leaving the staff helpless. The vlogger, visibly upset, said it was their first time witnessing such behavior, adding that it negatively impacts how foreigners view Chinese people. "It's bad enough back home, but bringing the shame overseas makes it worse." Chinese women have indeed gained a reputation abroad, but unfortunately not for good reasons. Another Xiaohongshu vlogger shared an experience with a Chinese woman in Mexico that left her stunned 4 times in just an hour. The first incident happened just outside the scenic area, where they encountered 2 gates blocking entry. She let the woman know that this area was off-limits, but the woman forced open the first gate, breaking it off its hinges. She tried opening the second one, only leaving after realizing it wouldn't budge. When asked if she would put the gate back, she replied that she didn't have the strength, though it's clear that she had enough to break it in the first place. The second experience was when they were walking back to the scenic area. She was enjoying the ocean view, chatting with the woman, but when she looked back, the woman had disappeared. She turned around and saw her crouching in the bushes by the sidewalk, relieving herself. This was still inside the park, with a restroom just 10 minutes ahead. She was deeply shocked and couldn't believe that people still did this. Then came the third incident. They spotted a small turtle in the middle of the road. She was taking photos, trying to guide it towards the bushes to keep it safe from passing pedestrians. But the woman saw the turtle heading off and suddenly kicked it back into the middle of the road, saying, "If it goes in there, you can't get a picture." This unexpected behavior left her completely taken aback. The fourth incident happened on a local bus. The woman got off at a stop and handed the driver some money. The driver was speaking Spanish and seemed to be saying that it wasn't enough, but the woman just waved him off, shut the door, and walked away, leaving him stunned with no choice but to let it go. The image of Chinese people internationally has taken a hit, partly due to the actions of a specific group. Some of these individuals, despite their pensions or privileged backgrounds in China, continue to display an air of entitlement when traveling abroad. Since China's economic reforms in the 1980s, decades of growth have made it the world's second-largest economy. With stronger global ties, more Chinese citizens are traveling abroad for education, tourism, work, or trade. With this visibility, reports of inappropriate behavior have become more frequent. Recent reports indicate Chinese tourists dipping their feet in the fountain at the Louvre, taking photos on Wall Street's Charging Bull, engraving "I was here" on the Luxor Temple, and allowing children to relieve themselves in public spaces, even on flights back home. These incidents add to an endless stream of negative news that leaves many embarrassed. Some have lamented that China, with its rich history, now faces an unfortunate reputation abroad. Critics have summarized the poor impressions often left by Chinese tourists: loud conversations in public, lack of queuing etiquette, poor hygiene habits like spitting or leaving public toilets unflushed, and a tendency to seize goods and benefits aggressively. Another issue is disorderly behavior, such as not queuing and frequently cutting in line. Hygiene habits are also criticized, with reports of spitting in public and leaving restrooms flushed in shared spaces. Then there's the tendency to grab everything in sight, whether it's goods during store sales, parking spots, or even free giveaways. As a result, some Chinese people try to hide their nationality when abroad, sometimes claiming to be Korean or posing as Taiwanese or Hong Kong residents. Uncivil behaviors by these Chinese women overseas, like fighting or acting aggressively, have damaged the image of Chinese people. Such actions mirror behavior seen back home, including arguing, causing scenes, and even stealing. Let's take a look at a local version of a big auntie fight, where words fly, arms wave, and feet stomp, creating quite a lively scene. Yet, they follow a code of words, not fists. No matter how close they get, they avoid any physical contact. This type of argument isn't about physical strength, but rather acting skills. Some have even called it fancy fighting. One online commentator suggested that perhaps this style of arguing should be nominated as an intangible cultural heritage. Another commentator created a big auntie fight dance based on their gestures. It sure seems to capture the essence of the fighting style. Maybe thanks to all the practice with performance fighting, these women show impressive street dancing skills as well. But it's not just fancy fighting, they're also experts at causing a scene. On April 16th, a woman refused to get off a plane at Guilin Airport in Guangxi. Even after passengers for the next flight boarded, she wouldn't leave. Lying across the seat, she ignored every attempt to get her to exit. She claimed, "If anyone forces me off this plane, they will be held fully responsible." Frustrated passengers urged her to leave, but she insisted she was unwell and couldn't disembark. Ultimately, her actions delayed the next flight by 2 hours and 25 minutes. This woman was even bolder. She went straight into someone else's field and started picking peppers, completely shameless about it. "Auntie, whose pepper field is it that you're picking so freely from? It's their leased land." "What do you mean, their leased land? This is our family's pepper field." "Oh, it's yours? Well, then all the better. You won't mind a few peppers missing. Just help me out a little." "Help you out? You've already filled a whole bag. Enough's enough. We lease this land for 5,000 yuan per acre. If everyone keeps picking peppers, how are we supposed to make a living?" No matter how much she pleaded, the older woman just ignored her and kept picking, even getting annoyed with her. "Stop nagging me. I'll leave when I'm done picking." "Nagging you? If you want peppers, go buy them from a store. Leave now, quick. Buying them costs money, doesn't it?" "Just go away. I'll give you the peppers here at the edge if you leave now. Otherwise, I'm taking all these back." "Oh, go ahead. If you do, I'll come over to your place for a meal." "Come on, Auntie, don't be like this, or I'll have to call the police." "Call them then. At least I'll have a place to eat." "Please, Auntie, I'm begging you. Aren't you worried I'll post this video online?" "Oh, that doesn't bother me. At my age, what do I have to fear?" Commentators online remarked, "I've seen shameless people before, but never anyone so brazenly proud of it." Some commentators noted that after years of communist-era communal values, people lack a strong sense of private property, especially those in their 60s and 70s, who are raised under the communist flag of spring breezes of socialism. "Socialist-style bargaining like this has its own charm," one commentator remarked. "It's quite different from the West. And you can at least try to negotiate a little." A recent story from China has gone viral, leaving many viewers stunned. A video posted on October 25th shows an incident in Nanchong, Sichuan, where a supermarket owner who had hired a 60-year-old cashier for 3,500 yuan per month discovered that the woman had been stealing for over a year. Surveillance footage revealed that she had taken between 200 and 300,000 yuan over 18 months, leaving the owner in shock. Get down on your knees. I treated you like my own mother. According to Ms. Wang, the store owner, I have two shops. One is wholesale, and the other is both wholesale and retail. The accounts for both were combined, but in late June, I separated them and found some strange discrepancies. I knew something was definitely off, so I checked the surveillance camera. What I found was unbelievable. The more I looked, the worse it got. She was stealing several times a day, even when I just went to the restroom. Anytime I stepped away from the register, she'd take the opportunity. In total, it was probably around 200,000 to 300,000 yuan. Ms. Wang said that she and her husband were usually too busy with work and childcare to monitor the cashier closely, so she hired the older woman to manage the till. They initially assumed the losses were due to slow business, but after checking the accounts and finding discrepancies, they turned to the surveillance footage and found the thefts. Initially, Ms. Wang reported the incident to the police. However, due to the woman's age and financial difficulties, she didn't pursue an arrest, only wanting to recover her losses. After pleading with Ms. Wang, the cashier returned 20,000 yuan, but later went missing and switched off her phone. When Ms. Wang contacted her son, he responded that he was busy and told her to handle it herself. By October 25th, Ms. Wang reported that both the woman and her son had blocked her on WeChat, and the woman's phone number appeared to be deactivated. Local police have now opened an investigation. Lawyers say the woman's actions should qualify as embezzlement. One commentator expressed disbelief, saying the store owner must have been so brave to trust someone from the Cultural Revolution generation. Embezzlement cases like these are hard to guard against, and even ordinary shoplifting incidents can prove challenging. In another video, an older woman is seen shouting at police, appearing out of control as she throws products from the shelves in their direction. The incident began when this woman was caught on surveillance stealing from a supermarket. The store owner confronted her on the spot, demanding she return the items. Despite the clear evidence on camera, she insisted the goods were purchased from another store and denied any wrongdoing. She even accused the owner of disrespecting her dignity. Frustrated by her behavior, the owner called her a thief, sparking a heated argument. Angered by the accusation, the woman pushed over a display shelf, causing products to scatter across the floor. With no other option, the store owner called the police. Even in the presence of officers, the woman continued her outbursts, acting out of control. Finally, after multiple officers intervened, they managed to restrain her and escort her out. This woman wasn't alone in such behavior. In another case, she was caught stealing in the same store. When employees asked her to pay at the counter, she refused, claiming the items were purchased elsewhere. Even with clear footage showing the theft, she refused to cooperate, verbally abusing staff and even physically confronting them. Eventually, the employees had no choice but to call the police. A store owner described one of these women as a master thief, as she managed to hide an impressive amount of goods on her body. Curious about her methods, he asked her to demonstrate. She first placed 10 cans of Red Bull down her pants, followed by a bottle of oil in one pant leg, 2 bottles of liquor in the other, and 4 cans around her chest. Impressively, everything was hidden so well that it was barely noticeable. These incidents are part of a growing conversation online, where people are questioning why, despite China's economic growth, public behavior standards seem low. Some wonder if it's due to outdated traditions or a result of the Communist Party's influence. Many believe that the Communist Party bears full responsibility for the decline in public behavior. Historically, China had a respected image, drawing foreigners to study its rich culture during the Han, Tang, Song, and Ming dynasties. Even Chinese students sent to the U.S. in the late Qing era quickly integrated into American society. But things took a turn after the Communist Party came to power. Chairman of various campaigns, particularly the Cultural Revolution, stripped China of its moral foundations, pulling Chinese society standards back to primitive levels. Subsequent leaders like Deng Xiaoping and Jiang Zemin reinforced materialism, making wealth a primary focus. If Mao broke China's moral backbone, Deng effectively trampled it further. The party's emphasis on atheism has also weakened spiritual beliefs. Decades of atheist teachings have led many to dismiss faith, and though some participate in religious practices, they often lack genuine respect for believers, sometimes even mocking them as naive. The Communist Party's emphasis on atheism has led to a decline in religious belief. Decades of atheist teachings have led many to dismiss spiritual beliefs. Regarding major world religions like Catholicism, Christianity, and Buddhism, many Chinese engage only superficially and often view true believers with skepticism, sometimes even mockingly. The focus is often living in the present, with little belief in an afterlife. This self-centered perspective means that, for many, personal gain comes first, and anything intangible, like culture, is disregarded. Some may argue that many Chinese people do pray at temples, but this often happens only when they face trouble or need something. Prayers are typically for personal blessings, career success, or financial gain, with little focus on repentance. After decades of this mindset, it has fostered a culture of self-interest and materialism, giving rise to the unique phenomenon of the big auntie figure. Wherever they go, they compete for resources, causing disturbances, and often bring disruptive behavior along with them.